but I'll explain my answers in the podcast.
Bruce, I know that ain't. I was about to say, Bruce, I know that ain't nobody but you.
What, adjusting my mic?
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, hold on. I'm trying to figure what is it. Alright, cool. I'm ready.
Jesus. What's up, guys? This is Courtney, one half of the Brothers Deconstruction here with Bruce and John again.
Hello.
What up?
We're going to be talking about, sorry if you hear me clicking the pen. There's one on my desk, and I kind of got a habit of doing that stuff. We're going to be talking about Shazam today.
Captain Marvel 2.
Shazam!
What shouldn't it, instead of Captain Marvel 2, shouldn't it be Captain Marvel with the subtitle of Shazam?
Yep.
Or Shazam subtitle Captain. I think I like Captain Marvel Shazam originally. Anyway, we're going to be talking about that movie today. Let's just jump right into it. Thoughts on the film? I thought it was okay. I've already released my review for the film. I saw it Monday. Saw it last night, I think. Or was it Sunday night? No, it was Sunday night. Because after watching Kofi Kingston win a WWE title on WrestleMania and getting I think I was like 2 minutes into the Batista Triple H match, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's like a movie starting in like 20 minutes. I'm gonna get to the theater in like 15. Let me just up and go. Because I've just been doing too many errands the past couple of days. I went to the dentist Monday. I went and got my oil change after that, and then today I went and got my AC fixed, so I finally have cold air blowing in my car again. And then I got my tires rotated, and they told me I need some front end work. So yeah, I've been running errands the past couple of days, so I was like, I'm probably not really gonna have time to see it. So let me just go ahead and get up and go see it now. So yeah, I went and saw it. It was like 10 people, including me, in my theater. So that's probably why I didn't enjoy the experience as much as I probably normally would have. But yeah, I thought
you want more people in the movie with you.
The energy is different.
No, it is not. It takes away. I prefer to watch a movie with nobody.
Nah, because if I get some, because it depends on the film. Like with Infinity War, Endgame, I want to see that with other people so we can all mark out. Because ain't nothing gonna be better than in seeing Infinity War and me and the dude next to me both saying "Holy shit" when the Red Skull popped up. That's just something you can't get if it's only you in the theater. I don't care how much you hate people. That is not something you can get.
I had a woman with her 3 kids behind me who wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
That's why I don't like. That's why I try to get out to the movies as early as possible because no one's out. But they didn't have a 9 o'clock show and they only had a 10, and people want to roll out to the movies at 10 o'clock.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry you had to go through that, but that ain't how it work out here. So, yeah.
Because you ain't got no friends out there.
What the fuck? What the fuck do that mean?
Well, I have friends to go to the movies with, so us two can enjoy the movie. You ain't got nobody.
It's cold.
That still don't mean shit because you still go to a movie theater where people are bringing their kids to. I don't have to deal with that because ain't nobody bringing their kids to the movies out here.
Cold.
Yeah, I thought so. Anyway, continue on. I thought the movie was fine.
I enjoyed the movie. Like, once again, they play heavily into the fact that this is superhero big, and I love that.
I've never seen Big, but I know of the movie. So, yeah.
You need to watch a lot of movies for someone who's a movie critic.
This is my fucking job. Fuck them movies. Big don't sound like something I'm interested in seeing anyway. I get it. As a kid.
I mean, if you watched it now, you would just be like, oh, this is basically Shazam without superpowers.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much.
That's hilarious.
Like, pretty much.
I mean, shit. Seeing that I thought Shazam was okay, I don't know how that fares out for Big.
Well, yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, Big it's not the be all end all, but I mean, it is a good, movie. It's a fun movie. Could be dated.
Probably.
But I have seen Shazam. We're on Tuesday. I have seen it twice actually. Now One time I part time work at a movie theater. So the first time was Thursday night. It was like at 10 p.m. So it was late, and it was with not a lot of people. For some reason, this screening of Shazam just didn't have like a lot of people in it. And of course, a lot of people don't know who Shazam is. It's not something that's like uber popular. So not a lot of people there. So it was real quiet. But then I caught it Sunday at like a one of those movie theaters, like the smaller, older movie theaters where it's a lot cheaper. Like it was like $4 to get in on Sunday,
Oh,
and I
nice.
took my girlfriend's stepbrother, and that was a packed like Sunday matinee movie. So there were a lot of families, and so I kind of got both experiences of what y'all are talking about. I went with a lot of people, a lot of families, and then I went solo. But I fucking loved this movie. Like seriously, just this was like a big, big breath of fresh air. And this, not to say that any of the other comic book movies that we've had or have been bad. This was just something new, I guess, and it was good for DC to get this type of movie out there. So I loved it. Like it was great.
Like I like the tonal shift from the DCEU since it still takes place one of like the last movies to take place during a DC cinematic universe. That the tonal shift compared to everything, like it was lighthearted, but it still had that element of seriousness, like with Doctor Savannah. Like they pitted the antagonist and protagonist were parallel to each other, which I liked. It was like, why weren't you chosen, and why were you chosen and I wasn't chosen? So you can see from like once again, if I got superpowers, I'd act exactly the same way as Billy did. Because as an adult, I would do all of that shit, just like just fucking with people and charging cell phones as I walk through the mall, like and start try to make some money off of it. Like, I got powers now. Let me make a little bit of money off of it. But yeah, because of the pair, like this was a competent movie from start to end, which you can't really say about a good portion of DC's movies. Like they'll fall off at some point, but
Correct.
this one did not, and I enjoyed the hell out of it because of that.
Yeah.
I think the film, for me again, I think it's an entertaining movie, and I did like it. I just thought it was okay, and there were moments where I can even sit here right now and think back on the movie and was like, and think, okay, I get what they were trying to do there and there and there. Just watching it in that moment, it just seemed a little, the starting out and probably about halfway through the film, it seemed a little boring. I like the interactions between Freddy and Shazam, Billy, and I liked. Well, I mostly like that interaction. I think for me, them going back and forth and trying to like one Freddy irritated me. Overall, I like Freddy, but he irritated me after Billy got those powers, and he was like started bragging about it and started doing this and that. And one of the things I did like was their argument where he was saying, well, basically Billy was saying that Freddy was jealous. He was like, yeah, I want what you fucking have. Nobody notices me, and it seems like everything that I do is for attention. So yeah, I'd like to have I like to have powers like you. And he said something about us, and Billy was like, no, I'm starting to think that it's just about you, and walked off. I like that because that really seemed where their relationship was headed. And one of the only things that irritated me about Billy is that I think he should have gotten more serious. I understand why he didn't, because he's still trying to figure out what the hell he can do and figure out what's going on and things like that. But the fact that he wasn't quicker to take things serious kind of annoyed me as well. Like when like after Dr. Savannah was like whooped his ass, even then he ran away and he was doing all this other shit. And I get it, you're severely outmatched. Stop, retreat, lick your wounds, figure something out. He just stopped and retreated and didn't plan on coming back out though. And it was like, dude, fucking have some balls and start taking the shit seriously. Clearly there's another person walking around with similar powers to you who actually knows what they're doing. And it looks like you're the only person right now that can help. What the fuck are you doing? So there are different aspects of the movie that annoyed me, and I wish I would have enjoyed more. Also, I need to just stop watching trailers for movies, because that one moment when after Billy went to go see, I didn't talk about the relationship that Billy wanted with his mom, and very early on, it's like, I think early on in the film, somebody told, I think the principal at the school or something, no, the caseworker or something like that, told him that he was left behind on purpose, or she alluded to that or something like that. And I believed her, because I was like, what child gets lost in an amusement park and their parent doesn't show up to come get them? I was like, she left that boy on purpose.
Oh, that was obvious.
And that was super, super obvious. And I can't knock Billy for having hope and wanting to find his mom and make some type of connection with her. I just wish he would have moved on from that quicker, accepted his new family, and then just got straight to business. I really wish he would have done that. But I forgot what point I was trying to make before that. But yeah, there are some things that I just, found kind of annoying. And the stuff with what I was talking about was the stuff in the trailer. Like after he meets his mom, and he gets a call from Dr. Savannah on Freddie's phone saying, "Hey, I have your family. You need to come home so we can talk." And they're all screaming in the background, and he runs up to the top of the building, jumps off, and transforms and shoots off. If I hadn't seen that in the trailer already, that would have been an amazing moment to see in the theater.
Agreed. I think it was just that's just to chalk it up that, like, nowadays you really can't watch trailers, man, because they just mess shit up for you.
This is why for 10 years, the stories that I always develop bases of stories around the trailers that I can cut for them.
Yeah.
And because it's always, hey, show a little bit of the plot or what the plot is, and base it around parts of the action scenes, but not a big chunk of them. Like if I have a car chase, and the car chase starts off with the antagonist driving off and getting away, and the protagonist runs to a car, gets in it, slams on the gas, and you see the wheels burn out before he takes off. I'm gonna put in the trailer him slamming on the gas and the wheel burning, and then him taking off. I'm not gonna put a big chunk of them racing through the street in there.
Yeah,
but that's
it's
absolutely.
Like I've been telling you, movies that I know I'm definitely going. I will, if I'm not planning on seeing a movie, I will watch the first initial trailer for you to sell me on your movie, because that's what the trailer's for. But if I know I'm going to see the movie, I'm not watching the trailer. Like I haven't seen an in-game trailer at all. I did the same thing for Infinity War. Did the same thing for Civil War. I just don't feel the need to watch trailers anymore, because they've been ruining movies for quite some time.
Yeah, I think lately though, especially with Endgame, I like the fact that the Russos came out and said that they've shot fake footage for the trailer, or they
they
have alluded to not everything in the trailer being in the movie. So now people are trying to figure out, well, what's not in the movie and what is in the movie. Like I think I saw an article, headline earlier today that said something to the effect of, Russo brothers explain why the quantum suits are in the promotional material. And this Twitter page that I follow called Film Clickbait basically explains whatever the article is without you having to click on it, because most of the time it's a bunch of bullshit. Like they'll like the headline will be, find filmmakers are doing this in this film, and film clickbait will retweet it and quote it and be like, they don't explain anything. So they said it's to differentiate from Infinity War, which makes sense.
That's cool. That's cool,
sense.
but I mean, yeah, I mean, like, as far as like trailers go, I mean, yeah, all trailers are definitely showing a lot, So I agree with you there. Looking back, had they not released that, scene where he jumps basically off that tower or off that apartment complex, and just lightning hits him, and then he just flies right off, like that would have been some sick shit to just, oh wow, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, there's a couple of those. I mean, I don't get spoiled, too much for some of those like money shot scenes, but I afterwards, all I can say is like and I think the last podcast we had, we were talking about Shazam, how we were going to do it, but I'm not the biggest like Shazam fan. Like, and I don't know a lot of people that are Shazam fans. I mean, the only comic that I've known was the one that they based, this movie on, which it was crazy because while I was reading the book, after I'd watched the movie, I was like, man, they are like legit. Like, this was a legit adaptation
of the New 52.
Of the New 52, yeah.
Huh.
Like, straight up. Like, there's minor changes, but like, honestly, like the same minor changes that, the Russos did in Winter Soldier, with Bucky's storyline.
Yeah. That's
kind of the same thing that the movie makers here did for Shazam. So, but I mean, there's like legit panels that you could take that are like, right, it's kind of like they were looking at a panel and be like, all right, this is how we're going to do that, specific scene or whatever. Like, but it made me more of a fan. Like, it really did. Like, it made me want to be like, kind of get more into the mythology of it. And I just think the tone was just good. Like, it was like, it wasn't a dark movie by any means, but it was kind of like, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man with a little hint of like, Deadpool in it. Like, he didn't take himself too seriously, but at the same time, when he got woke to what he needed to do, he went for it, when he realized he wanted to save his family. So, I mean, and a lot of the superhero movies are like that, but I don't know. I guess it's just been a long time since there's been an origin story where you really, it just got you hooked, like there's a lot of origin stories that I know of and watch, and it's just like, well, that was a cool way of them doing the origin. But I don't know, I think that helped me, and not helped me, but it made me more happy is that I didn't know who the character was, so a lot of the stuff that I was seeing was like for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, I did not know, like, because once again, I bowed out of the New 52, but I am aware of the Captain Marvel / Shazam origins. So I was just like, when they introduced Mary, I was like, hey, that's his twin sister in the comics, not knowing that they retconned the fuck out of that New 52. So I'm sitting there like, wait, are they not going to bring it up? So then I had to look it up after the movie. There was like, they're no longer twins. I was like, oh, I don't like that. But, because it would have felt like fit in line with him searching for a family than have legit having an actual family member right in front of him to help around him. Then it'd be like, you rejected me as your family, but these people accepted me as part of their family, which, I should, the core of the movie. But just having him was like discover, oh, hey, you're a twin, and this is your actual sister. That kind of would have cemented that story arc a little bit for me.
Well, there's probably potential of it, in a sequel. I mean, I won't rule it out, but I'm not going to say I know what they're doing. But I mean, it would be a nice spin, because even then I already knew that, that was one of the things I did know about the Shazam mythology, is that him and Mary were, twins. So, because there was just something there, and like the way they were like, some of the key scenes that they had, as far as like that one where he saves her, you kind of get that. They're like, man, there's something else like there, that it's not hinting to it too much, but comic fans already know. So like, yeah, they're brother and sister. So I mean, it may not be a direct, New 52, because the movie universes, as we all know, are combinations of all the history. But I mean, I don't know, man. It was just really good. I thought Zachary Levi did a great job.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I really like Zachary Levi. He did a really good job of kind of portraying an adult with the mentality of a 15-year-old or 16
Yeah.
year old. He did a good job of capturing that.
Yes.
And
Uh, I got to give the entire Shazam, Captain Marvel family or Shazam family, I got to give all the adult actors that same props because they
yeah,
played the fuck out of like they cast each person perfectly. Like Adam Brody, just it was like when the way they established Freddy. I'm like, and I see Adam Brody, I go, that's fucking perfect casting because he is going to talk exactly the same like Freddy does throughout this movie.
True. Now that was great. I mean, everybody. Yeah, you're right. Everybody that was, that became a member of the Shazam family, they all did like. I mean, it was just straight out of the books, and they did a great job. Like it was just crazy
yeah.
how great they looked.
Yeah, earlier I was at GameStop and they had the Shazam pops out, and this brings me to my point about the toy kind of giving away the whole Shazam
Yeah.
family surprise. But they had a Darla pop, and I told Bruce that I was I was shocked when I saw fucking Megan Good pop up as Darla. But going back to your point, and that's only because I would have never thought that Megan Good would pop up in one of these superhero
Yeah.
films. I think she's an okay actress. I liked her in the she was in a Fox TV show. I think it was Almost No, it wasn't Almost Human. Maybe it was Almost Human with Carl Urban and Michael Ealy. She was in some type of Fox TV show, I believe, where she was a detective or a police officer or something like that. I thought she was fine in that. I think she's a fine actress. But the way that she was acting, she acted like however old Darla is in the film in an adult
Yeah.
body. And just like the way that she was talking and how she was doing stuff, I was like, this is really, really weird to realize that these are all kids in these bodies, but because they're acting like the kids would act.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Well, then
what were we about to
go
say?
ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, going back to the point about the Freddy toy giving up the surprise, it's funny because when I was editing my Shazam video, I was thinking about this during the recording of the review, but I didn't say anything about it. I didn't realize it until I put the picture in the video when I was editing it. But the Freddy toy looks like Adam Brody. I mean, as it would, but I didn't think about that when I first saw the toy because I was like, wait, who the fuck is Freddy? I knew of, again, just like I said in my review, I'm not well versed in Shazam. I know that there is a Shazam family, but I'm not super well versed in it. Like I know Black Adam is technically a part of it. And I think from I think it might have been Superhero Tees or one of the T-shirt website or the nerd websites where you buy apparel and everything like that. I think they had like a Shazam and a Mary shirt. So from that, I knew that there were multiple people in with the Shazam powers in this family. I think the Freddy and Darla and everything like that, those might be from the New 52. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Well, Darla, Pedro, and what's the other guy's name? Eugene. Yeah, those are all New 52. Freddy's Captain Marvel Jr. and Mary is Mary Marvel.
Okay, so I figured, like, I knew of the Captain Marvel family, but being in Target and seeing that toy and looking at it and realizing this is probably a surprise for the movie, isn't it? And I'm just staring it dead in the face. And I think that also detracted me while I was in the theater because then I picked up on shit a whole lot quicker.
Yeah.
I knew very early on, or I realized very early on when Jaime Honsu was explaining and constantly referencing the council, like these 7 chairs have been empty since my brothers and sisters died. You need to continue on the legacy and this and that, and the key is going to be opening your heart. And I was like, that's how they're going to introduce the family, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then throughout the film, I kept counting the kids. I kept counting the kids because I was like, okay, including Billy, that's 6 seats. Oh, this is probably where Black Adam is gonna come in, isn't it? And the funniest thing is when the movie started, I didn't I didn't hear them say Thad, like Thaddeus, because I think that's his name, Thaddeus Savannah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear them say Thad. I thought Lex Luthor's dad from Smallville.
John Glover.
Yeah, John Glover. I thought he was saying Bat. And so I was like, wait, this is 1974. This can't be Billy Batson. What the fuck is going on? And then I was thinking, wait, is this are they showing us Black Adam's origin? What is going on? And then we jumped into the movie and I was like, oh, that's probably Savannah, isn't it? All right then. So I was kind of knowing that they were going to introduce the family at some point. I just kept thinking like, oh, maybe this person's going to fill out a chair, this and this and this. And then during the course of the movie, I honestly kept counting the kids, and I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that's where Black Adam comes in at. When are they going to get the powers? Like he says, and like even when Savannah had the staff with him early on, I was thinking when he originally took him back to the castle or to the lair, that's where he was going to give everybody the powers. But it didn't happen. So I was just waiting for that moment. And then it came at the amusement park. And I was like, finally, because then he realized your greatest power is going to be opening your heart. And he's like, all right, everybody, all hands on deck. This and that, say my name. And then that was a funny thing. They're all saying Billy. And he's like, no, say the name that I say to do this. And then they all just pop out. And I pointed out to Bruce that it's absolutely fucking hilarious that Adam Brody and DJ Catrona, I think I'm getting his last name right, are in this film because they were supposed to be in George Miller's Justice League movie. And I was sitting there like, they really cast Flash and Superman in Shazam. That's absolutely hilarious. And then
I was super stoked to see Adam Brody in a fucking comic book movie. With how big of a comic book fan he is in real life and having actually written comics, I was like, it's about fucking time.
Yeah, so yeah, I think seeing the toys and everything kind of gave up the jiggles up. So it was really more so of waiting around for it to happen. But the one thing I will say is that part of that third act fight with Savannah when they were flying and they were punching each other, I was hoping that the entirety of the third act and especially the fight wasn't going to be them doing that because that got old really, really quick. But then
when he was giving him his supervillain speech, he was like, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
That was fucking clever as fuck.
Yeah. He's like, I are you saying stuff? Like, I just don't know what's going on. And then he's like,
mile away.
He's like, I'll skip it. And then I was hoping that it wasn't going to be this weird CGI punching, zooming in, punching thing. And it wasn't. Then they took it back to the ground. But then when he had the Shazam family, I thought that was really cool too because we got to see them do stuff. It wasn't just like, oh, this is Shazam family fighting the 7 deadly sins on the ground while these two are up in the air. We're going to focus on these two more. And then you just saw everybody fighting, learning what they can do, this and that. And I thought that was really, really cool. Now that I think about it, did Mary, because knowing that Flash and Superman from George Miller's Justice League movie were casting it, I was looking at the other actors wondering if they were also supposed to be cast in Justice League. But now that I think about it, did she get an adult actress or was it just the actress that played her?
No, it was an adult.
It was an adult?
Yeah, it was an adult.
Okay. Because, I mean, Mary was what, 18? So, yeah. I mean, I guess that, you know, she needs an adult avatar as her Shazam person. But, you know, I don't know. For a minute, I just couldn't remember. In this moment, I just can't remember if they just changed the young actress's hair for it, or they actually got an adult for it. But
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
it was an
it was a
adult
completely
actress.
different person. Yeah.
yeah, but
Grace
I mean,
Dalton and Michelle Brawl.
okay. But yeah, I like the action scenes with the Shazam family fighting the seven deadly sins, and I
Dude,
liked what they did with Doctor Savannah and Shazam after they took him out of the sky.
I actually thought that the action scenes everywhere were just done really, really organically. Like there was no, I mean, he was overpowered, but like, I don't know, like, you know how you just see a lot of stuff like in a lot of action choreography, and this like displayed powers like honestly better than a lot of superhero movies that I've seen. Like I really dug the effects, like Shazam super speed.
Yeah,
Like it was just done a lot more believable. Like like I'm so glad that when they did the super speed, they didn't do the Matrix like everything else slows down
yeah,
and he's like going at like normal speed. And like to be honest, just to compare, like in the Justice League movie, whenever Flash running, you can't even see where the fuck he's going because there's just too much electricity like going off everywhere. So
yeah,
it's just like, wait, is he? It just looked weird. But like for him, like the power levels that they displayed, some of the flight scenes were a little bit wonky.
yeah.
Like
They
there was
were,
some CGI that it was just like, well,
and that's
how
why
can
I
you
was
move that?
hoping. That's why I was hoping that fight didn't last all that long in the air, because that CGI, I forget what they call it. Fuck, the term isn't coming to me, but it's not mocap. It's the other term for it, keyframing or something like that. I was hoping that wasn't gonna happen because that whole flight scene was kind of weird looking. But continue on.
Yeah, no, that's what it was. It was just a little different there, but I mean, as far as the powers that they displayed, it was great. And then, you know, I guess it just felt good for. I think that's just why I'm liking is because there were just so many things that we've seen in comic book movies like in the last 10 years. Like we're more focused in an age of like group movies and like everybody having like a different like look, but it was cool to see Shazam in his costume, and him being the only costumed hero, for the better part of the movie. But at the end, seeing all of them, and it's just the costumes popped, the powers and the effects were great. I don't know. It was a really good movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. One of the things that really bugged me about the fight scene was it was really small. It was just like it turned into a punch fest, and Dr. Savannah's just throwing shit at Billy, and he never once uses his lightning.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like you have lightning. And when he said Shazam, why Envy was on him, and it hit Envy, and he reverted back to Freddy, I go, that's not how that works. I've seen like multiple occasions where when he yells it, the lightning just strikes whoever he's fighting, but it never reverts him back. But those are just small nitpicks on my part because I know basically everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
I was kind of wondering that too, because I know from the DC Universe Online trailer that they had that amazing cinematic when Black Adam was fighting Batman, or no, I forget who Black Adam is fighting in that trailer, but Flash is running around and he's speeding toward him, and Black Adam notices it, and he just looks, but his eyes just kind of turn to the side, and he yells Shazam, and you just see this big ass bolt of lightning come down, but it's still Black Adam. But then, I mean, at that time, I just thought that it was only Black Adam who can do that and not revert back to who he was, because I thought Black Adam is just Black Adam. This is just, he has these fucking powers.
Yeah. It was originally in was it Kingdom Come when adult Billy is fighting Superman, and he just it's where they got it from when Justice League Unlimited, when Superman and Captain Marvel are fighting, when he just keeps yelling Shazam and Superman's getting struck by lightning in that badass fight scene.
Oh man. But yeah, I thought that at the time. But obviously I'm guessing Adam is has a normal, regular human form as well, right? Or is he just like Adam, like Black Adam all the time?
Oh, he is Black Adam all the time because he refuses to say the word Shazam. I don't know if that changes in New 52,
Ah,
but
okay.
Teth Adam will never say Shazam. So,
Well, it's basically what they were saying in the movie, like how the Wizards they chose someone else, but they ended up finding out that he wasn't worthy, so he still has the power.
yeah.
But according to, I mean, if they're basing it on the New 52, because what they did in this movie is they gave Savannah powers, but in the New 52, Savannah does not have any powers. He can just see magic with his eye,
Mm-hmm.
but he basically finds Black Adam and releases Black Adam because Black Adam's been trapped.
Okay. Okay.
So
I wonder. I mean, any other thoughts on the film? Overall, I thought it was entertaining. I like you said, John. I liked a lot of the action scenes. It's just like I said in my review. It's just something missing from the film, and I'm not entirely sure what that was. And it does have heart. It just didn't hit me as much as it should have. But overall, I think it's a good movie. I'll probably will buy this on Blu-ray, which is funny. I still don't have Wonder Woman or Aquaman on Blu-ray, but I have everything else on Blu-ray. And hell, I found Wonder Woman on sale like 2 weeks ago, and I still didn't buy it.
I don't know why you would buy those movies.
Look, Aquaman was
say,
fine. I did a review for Aquaman, but I never. I think I recorded. No, I never did the review for Aquaman. So there is no footage to edit or anything like that. And I thought it was okay. I think more so for Aquaman, I would want the Blu-ray to see what type of special features they have on it. And same thing with Wonder Woman. Want to see the special features on it or any featurettes or anything like that. But what were you about to say, Matt?
Well, actually, this is crazy you brought up Aquaman and buying it on Blu-ray. I bought it on Blu-ray a couple of weeks ago. Great special features, actually. I got the Target edition, so there was a lot of them talking. There was like a whole diary of how they came to be and how they got James Wan's vision out there, and there was. I mean, I'm really big on stuff like that, and
Yeah.
the Marvel movies have not been showing any special features on any of their Blu-rays, and I hate buying them because I get my hopes up. But this one that had a lot of good special features. But back to Shazam, it was good, man, to see something new. It was good, and I'm not sure if it's because I was really hoping for DC to pull a W in some of these recent movies, this post Zack Snyder Justice League kind of universe. I think that between this, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman, those are three movies that should tell at least DC as a movie company or their movie department. It's like, yo, we got to keep going. We just need to do something. We need to do what we're doing, and I think that those movies have just lightened the tone a little bit, and they're sort of following suit on what getting in that fine line of humor and action and heart. Because like I said, I would have never thought that. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I thought Shazam was better than Justice League.
Yeah.
It just but I liked Justice League to an extent. I mean, are there things wrong with it? Could it have been a way better movie? Sure, of course. But I guess with the whole movie, the movies that have been coming out lately, particularly the Marvel movies, where they've all got to depend on you to know what happened in this last movie to connect it with this movie. This movie didn't rely on other superheroes to get the world out there, or to expand on the universe. Yeah, they referenced them, but it wasn't hugely. I almost kind of got a Spider-Man, Homecoming feeling. I was like, man, I'm wondering if in Shazam, Superman will come down and probably try and help Shazam. And then at the very end he does, which was freaking dope. I was like, no way, kind of moment for me. But it was just good, man. It was something different. A lot of the origin stories that we've been seeing, Um, they're really good, but it was just a different, fun kind of movie. This was really, really more on the fun level of making me feel like a kid again. Like, I liked Aquaman, but I didn't like it as much as the movie made money with. Like, you would have thought that was like the be all end all almost, but I didn't think it was that good. But I liked
it was
it a
okay.
lot.
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was okay. It wasn't something where it was like a stinker. Everybody thought it was going to be like a dud again. But yeah, it's my favorite modern DC Comics movie right now. I'd have to look back at all the superhero movies, but as far as origin stories, it was good paced. It wasn't slow. It wasn't dragging. I really, really enjoyed it. I don't go see movies twice in one weekend, and this one I saw twice.
That's all gonna change in a couple of weeks.
Well, then, because then we have the Pit of Despair. You're like, yeah, like that's a whole different kind of movie. That ain't.
I'm debating on taking off, just so I can see an early matinee, which still has tickets.
Yeah,
I'm eyeing the 11:30 showing at my theater Friday morning, even though I'm gonna be getting home at sometime around 6ish. So it means
you might as well just head straight to the theater.
Just live at the movie theater.
Actually, the funny thing about that is they have like an 8:30 showing. And I was thinking about that, like, damn, should I just go home and then just like wait until I gotta go to the theater and then go? And then at least I can 3 hours, I'm gonna get back at 12:30. And then I could probably go to sleep. And then go, get up and wake up for work.
Yeah, that'll be one of those where like we're gonna have to watch this again, and like even then it sucks. Like the only tickets that I could find were like Friday into Saturday, like at 12:05, and I'm like, wait, this movie's gonna be 3 hours. I've got to pop like 2 Red Bulls. I hope I don't have to go pee. Like, but it doesn't matter because like this is gonna be different. I guess with Shazam I didn't have a lot of expectations because I wasn't familiar on the character. This is exactly what it is, the end game. So this is going to be really different, but we'll see.
Yeah. Any final thoughts about Shazam for you, Bruce?
I just thought about another thing that's weird to me.
What?
The amount of superhero merch in the movie.
That's like, one thing I brought up in my review. I'm happy that you said that. I'm happy that you said that because while I was watching that, and my reasons are probably completely different from your reasons for looking at that weird, but merch for Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Superman,
and Batman.
At that point, I was like, they have all this fucking merch for these characters, and don't nobody know that Superman is Clark Kent, or don't nobody know that Wonder Woman is Diana Prince? Don't nobody know this? Don't nobody know this yet? What's going on here?
Okay, so I still have yet to watch Justice League, but is Batman still a myth in this universe?
No.
All right, so people have seen Batman and was like, oh, he's definitely a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so.
Because I'm like, because just seeing like that wide shot out of school and the chicks running around with a Batman book bag, and I'm like, does Batman formally exist in this universe? And that was just throwing me off.
And like the Aquaman shirt, because I'm like, yo, I know Aquaman just came out, but as well as it just coming out, how do y'all decide on what logo to use to represent Aquaman? I don't understand. Like, all my reasoning are stupid ass reasonings, but they're logical. Like, you mean to tell me y'all got y'all got the damn 3-foot tall toys that talk, and don't nobody realize that? Who did we base this picture off of? Who did we base this photo off of? You mean to tell me you can't figure out that these two motherfucking secret identities? Y'all mean to tell me that Aquaman? I don't even remember him having the A on his Justice League outfit. And how many people saw him in his comic book outfit from the movie? That fight took place mostly in the fucking sea. And
all right, I can see it now. On the Solo movie, he did have the A on the belt buckle. On the
On the
let's
Justice
see.
League suit, he didn't, did he?
I'm trying to see. And let me see. Yeah, he did too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he did.
I, look, I just had some questions. That's
Well,
all.
I don't know. I mean, and what was crazy is like it just kind of like it's just weird like cuz even they were showing there were kids backpacks like Freddy's backpack was a Superman backpack, but it was the new 52 version. It was very like scratchy almost. It wasn't like the classic Superman logo.
Yeah.
And then there was another kid with a backpack and it had the Tim Burton Batman logo. So I'm just like, wait, what film universe are we acknowledging here? But even then, you know, at the very end of the movie, it's Henry Cavill like or it's Superman with the lunch tray. Yeah, that's some bullshit. But I mean, we could talk about that for another 20 minutes.
Hey, look,
but
I was gonna go straight into that one after you got done making your point.
All right, well, fuck. Before we get into that, just he was walking in the lunchroom and the John Williams, Christopher Reeve Superman music was playing. So I'm like,
really,
man.
I didn't even notice that. The funniest thing about this, I laughed at that cameo because that's the cameo that caused so much trouble with Henry Cavill's contract negotiations.
And you know what's crazy about all of it?
What?
Go ahead. No, you go first. I got to hear you first.
Oh, I was gonna say it's funny because after the reports came out about they want him for a Shazam cameo, he wants more money for the cameo plus to continue on as Superman, which I don't know how people reacted or responded to that. I can't blame him because he's been shat on in these DC films for having started the entire thing and getting a sequel for his movie relegated to a feature with Batman, getting treated like shit in that film, and then dying in that film, and then coming. They've misused the shit out of Henry Cavill as Superman. I really, really hope he comes over to Marvel. I can see him as Captain Britain. I want him as Captain Britain, mainly because he's British. Awesome. But I was laughing at that for that reason. This is a cameo that caused all these problems, and then they said there wasn't going to be a cameo, which kind of they were lying and they were telling the truth. There isn't a Superman cameo by Henry Cavill. There's a Superman body double though, shot from the neck down, and I laughed at the theater and I said to myself, "This is the cameo that caused all this trouble." I mean, I understand it. Had it been Henry Cavill, they would have showed him. They would have showed his face. But they had whatever contract disputes, and this is what we got. Now, what were you about to say?
It really it really chapped my ass. It was bittersweet, bro. Yeah. Because seeing that and then like knowing the reports and the information that we got, earlier, either this year or like at the end of last year, where apparently Henry Cavill dropped out of the role because he couldn't come to a decision, with the producers or directors of Shazam or whatever, is bittersweet because had he done that and had they showed him and had he like sat down and smiled or something like that, I mean, I haven't seen any negative things about it, just shooting it from the neck down, but I can just imagine it would have just breathed like new life back into the Superman franchise. And it like, the thing to me is like what I've been saying like a lot to people that have seen Shazam or asking me. I'm just like, bro, if they made a Superman movie the way that they made this Shazam movie, you would have your definitive Superman movie. Like you would have the Superman movie that we've been waiting for. Not like just versus Lex or not against like Zod. Like if you just, I don't know, just grounded it a little bit more, but made it fun because like Superman is fun. Like he's a fun character. Like he's always hopeful. Like, I mean, it's just different. But what I wanted to say is, I I don't know who was the one who like decided to drop out of it or who kind of like, said no, because of course I know they probably wanted him to make the cameo and maybe he said no or whatever. But if he said no, he's got to be kicking himself in the nuts right now with how, critically hailed this movie is getting. Because, man, I just think he's a great actor. And we even had a podcast about this where if the Superman movies were a little bit just better, he'd be the perfect Superman.
True.
Yeah, I think they should have treated him better. Again, I think he had great potential as Superman. And he had the look, he had the dedication to get in shape for the role. He had the stoicness, and we even saw with Justice League, we even saw some of that humorous banter that Joss Whedon decided to imprint on the character.
Yes,
they showed some of that humor and that lightheartedness that Superman is known for having. I think they should have done that shit, and I don't have a problem with showing Clark Kent develop into Superman, having identity problems. I'm an outcast. I have these powers. Nope, I don't really fit in here, but I have this family. Look, show the press mopey ass Superman. That's fine. Do better. Make better decisions. They should have made better decisions with the film, and they should have given him more of a chance to make that character his own.
Hey, it's like I said in my revisited video, that movie should have just been a bearded up Clark Kent. Like, if all of that is just him good, like, instead of just giving him the suit, it's his journey to the suit. Like, he kills Zod and is like, this isn't the man who I want to be. Then he earns the suit and is like, I got to make this a symbol for something. Instead of just like, hey, Superman, we don't know if he's a dick or not. It's like, instead of just like, hey, there's a dude with a beard flying around. We don't know. No one got a good look at him. So that way he can still carry on that Clark Kent thing. But it should have just been bearded up Clark Kent fighting Zod.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing I want to say, like y'all's conversation that you're having, like y'all are talking like he's done. Now
well, shit, we don't know.
Okay.
We don't know.
Cool. Good. All right, good. Because the one thing I'll say is I was, of course, like any superhero movie, got to stay through all the credits. But I'm looking at the credits now. I knew Dwayne Johnson was going to be Black Adam. How Black Adam was cast before Shazam, and this whole movie was even under development. But I noticed that Dwayne Johnson and his ex-wife Danny Garcia are executive producers in this movie.
Yeah. Which they said.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I remember that coming out about Shazam, that he was he was executive producing the movie with him and Danny's $7 Entertainment under that umbrella, which kind of made sense even before they cast Zachary Levi and all that other stuff. I remember him or somebody else reporting that he was gonna produce the movie because originally it was supposed to be both of them in it. But then they decided to do separate movies for both Shazam and Black Adam, and then bring them together. But what were you about to say?
Well, what I was gonna say is, Danny Garcia, that's The Rock's, or that's Henry Cavill's agent, specifically. And I remember she had like a little press release when people were asking. She was like, he's not said yes and he's not said no. Yeah. So with the success that Shazam is currently receiving and this kind of vibe that they're giving of a lot more heart into the movie, a little bit more lightheartedness, and I'm really hoping that, when we're seeing Instagram pictures of Dwayne Johnson sipping on tequila with Henry Cavill, it's like, man, come on, look. We're done with the Snyder movies. We're done with the the dark monotone type of get you a new make it this. I mean, do the requel. Do what they did for the Incredible Hulk. You don't have to do an origin story again. You finally get to the opportunity where you can put a classic Superman villain. Give him Metallo or give him Parasite or shit, man. But he's got to be seeing the potential in this, and I'm hoping that The Rock or Danny Garcia are like, look, we did this to a C or D level character that nobody really knew about. If we can, do this for Superman and it's gonna put you back in a prominent state in superhero like movies. And you're right, dude. He's been getting the shaft like hella too many times, So bring back that John Williams score, make it a brighter suit, get some red underwear on if you need to. I mean, I just want a classic but modernized Superman, like, and Shazam kind of gave me that hope, while I enjoyed the movie, it's like, man, if they made a Superman movie like this, it'd be dope.
Yeah. This also makes me wonder how the Black Adam movie is going to be. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with it. I hope they don't do some boring Egyptian story. Some regular ass boring Egyptian story. I hope there's...
It's going to be the Scorpion King.
No!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. But I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the film, because The Rock said they're supposed to start shooting like next year. So it's April. We're almost halfway through the year. That means they have to be, in the final phases of pre-production or getting ready for pre-production. They have to be.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they have to be before they start pre-production, and then they start gearing up, getting everything done and finish casting or whoever, and then start filming and then get it released. Because I'm interested to see what type of anti-hero The Rock is going to play Black Adam as. And I'm interested how they're going to use Black Adam going forward, whether it's in the Shazam universe or whether it's just in the DC, whatever they're doing with whatever new thing they're doing with their DC movies.
If it was me, I'd do Black Adam in a style of like the DC showcase Shazam, where you give because they already alluded to Black Adam, being chosen before he wasn't worthy. Because when they show the little CG scene of the wizard giving a history, I'm like, okay, that's Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do it just like you give him some little origin of like Teth Adam or whatever his name is, and the New 52, and then him becoming Black Adam. But then you have him like he notices that the wizard has passed his power on him. He was like, I gotta investigate this, and it's just basically a journey to him finding Billy, and then you just cut it off there because it's bringing the two movies together. That's just what I do. And then have Shazam 2 or whatever, or the Shazam family, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's just them versus Black Adam.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's kind of like the whole basis of that New 52's Shazam or Black Adam's origin is apparently he was and like he's it's like a true antithesis kind of thing where like they even show glimpses of like flashbacks how Black Adam was a child when he was chosen, but they did wrong, and apparently he must have been like locked up. So I think if anything, the Black Adam solo movie will probably be, years and years and years before Shazam even takes place, and then them showing something along the lines of like, him escaping or finally or something like that, or his like descent into darkness. I picture like something like kind of like Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, where they're gonna make you like really like the character, but then you're gonna want to see the descent into villainy kind of thing, and then maybe with part 3 they do something. But I know they need to start making these movies like super quick, because the one thing I was telling another friend was, if there was one thing that I maybe would have changed, I would have made Billy younger. Like I would have made him like maybe 10, like an actual kid, not like a teenager.
Yeah.
Because now it's going to be tough, because I mean, damn, the way kids grow now, in 3 years he's going to be a damn adult. So like it's going to be, okay, well, how do you get, unless they're going to like recast it, or like, keep Billy young or something. But I don't know. I don't see them doing that, but
yeah. I think another way that they're going to introduce Black Adam, like you said, in the New 52, Dr. Savannah releases him. They've already teased Mr. Mind in the mid-credit scene. So
Yeah.
maybe Mr. Mind breaks Savannah out, and Mr. Mind is the villain of Shazam 2 if they haven't already, you know, if they don't, if they decide not to go with Black Adam. But maybe Mr. Mind is the villain of Shazam 2, and it leads to Savannah releasing Black Adam depending on how they do that story. And then he's the villain for Shazam 3.
True. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a good. That'd be a good setup. See, and that's like a simple setup too.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we're defeated again, and or oh, Mr. Mind is defeated this time. Savannah and is paired with him, and he sees this, and he just comes across. You know, they've already laid the foundation for Savannah searching for this power. So it could very well lead him as he looks to gain the power again or looks for ways to take the power from him. It could lead him. It could very well lead him to unleashing Black Adam. Like, oh, I need to go to this location to in this temple or whatever the setup that they want to use for it to gain this power again, so I can be powerful than this kid and take all these powers, this and that, if that's even possible. Now, I mean, he broke the wand, so I'm wondering how they're gonna come across how they're gonna do the origin for Black Adam. But maybe it's set up that type of way where he goes off and he looks for this great power and he releases Black Adam, and it's, oh shit, okay, now they had to deal with this motherfucker.
True.
And then
That'd be great.
I'd also hope that this movie just breaks out the DC world of magic, because that's one of the greatest parts about the DC universe is how entrenched magic is. So you can launch a Zatanna movie with this. You can do the fucking Rock of Eternity and everything that comes from that. Like this movie, I mean, you can even set up the Justice League Dark with this too. Just so much that can come from this movie alone that I don't think really anybody is thinking about right now.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, true. You got Dr. Fate. You got, you could bring Constantine into a movie universe. You really could. No, that's true. Yeah.
And bring back Keanu Reeves as Constantine.
I'd be all for it.
Make him blonde and British.
Look, I don't know. Well, okay, let's slow your roll. We all know that Keanu doesn't have the best British accent if you've ever seen Bram Stoker's Dracula. I love that movie, but Jesus Christ, Keanu's accent is horrible.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
But yeah, that's very well a thing that can happen. And I didn't think that his Constantine movie was bad, to be honest.
Never did I.
But yeah, so I mean that's all I got to say on Shazam and Black Adam. I don't know about you guys.
Nah, that was great.
Yeah, that's basically everything I have from it, because we've crossed the hour mark already.
Yeah. All right then. That'll be all from us. I don't know when the next time. I mean, who knows? Something else might come up and we might get together and do another podcast, but I can't foresee us doing another podcast until Endgame comes out. I don't think anything's coming out. I don't think we're going to get any type of news until then or before then that requires us to do a podcast about it. So I honestly believe the next thing we're going to be talking about is Endgame, and I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, me neither. I'm ready.
I cannot fucking wait. I've already bought my tickets for Sunday, but again, like I said, I'm thinking about getting another ticket for that Friday showing.
I'm probably going to catch it 2 or 3 times.
So look, I might see this movie just every weekend fucking straight. For real. I just might see this movie every weekend until fucking July. Until they start.
I think this might break my record, because I think Age of Ultron currently holds it. Because I think I want to see that with you I think like 6 in total. Because I know we saw it like 3 times together.
Yeah.
And then I saw it like another 3 times.
People hate Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron is great.
People like hate a lot. Like I can see why,
Yeah.
but then again, like you go back and watch it, it is a solid movie.
Yeah.
Like
But
it's just
yeah.
like because people's expectations for Marvel is too fucking high now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean, they
Yeah.
did that to themselves.
That is
They
true.
did.
I think my highest was Guardians, the first Guardians. I think I saw that 6 times as well. I didn't find anybody to see it a 7th time, so I didn't go see it. Hell, I even saw the first Guardians in fucking 3D.
Yeah.
That's how many times I went to go see it. Yeah, but Endgame might get seen like 10 times.
Too many times. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even put a number on it because
It's
every
an
time I
entire
try
paycheck right there.
right, for real, just buy tickets every weekend, see it twice in one day, see it fucking, just see it an absurd amount of times, and then just randomly just start bringing people to the theater. Like, yo, you just hitting anybody up. You free today? Let's go to the movies. What, you want to go? Avengers again? Yes. Absolutely. What else is there out? Nothing. Come on. So yeah, that'll be all from us. I don't think, like I said, I don't think we're gonna be talking about anything else until Endgame comes out. They're already starting releasing clips that I'm not gonna watch and all that other shit. So I'm probably gonna go media dark for Endgame starting next week, maybe. Working the schedule that I work is always good because I only really look at Twitter while I'm on break. And when I'm at home, I kind of do it, but I've already started. Like, I don't have my TweetDeck app open on my laptop most of the time. So I don't always have it, there to distract me when I'm doing stuff. I can easily just not really use it on my phone, but it's just something easy to always tap on and open up the app. So I gotta find another app that I can just always go to. Yeah, so can't wait for that. But that's all from us. Thanks to whoever listens, even if nobody does. I just like getting this stuff on record for future reference, just to show that I'm right about something. to be completely honest, that's why I do most of the shit that I do for the YouTube channel and like recording myself, just so I can get theories on recording, some type of recording, and then go back to them once I realize how right I was. So yeah, that'll be all from us, guys. Check out the videos and everything like that on the channel if you're listening, and yeah, peace out.
Later.